Good evening, friends, followers, and channel members. It's Friday night, time for a flight. Nice chilled out long flight for us this evening, which is why I'm starting a little bit earlier rather than usual. And what a great livery! I'm not familiar with this aircraft. No, let me rephrase that. I'm familiar with the aircraft. I'm not familiar with this airline. But yeah, a Rosier 6603, our call sign this evening. This is a real world flight, and of course right now, I believe they'll still be playing. Right now, there is a game taking place in St. Petersburg, and for Switzerland, isn't it? Switzerland and Spain. Last I heard was Spain still winning, and the Swiss fans will obviously be heading back from St. Petersburg after this. So we're kind of a little bit ahead of ourselves, but I couldn't do this flight after the match. It would have been far too late for that, and I really wanted to do this one, a nice decent length flight and chilled out for a Friday evening. We are on VATSIM. I believe we also do have some air traffic control online as well. We're at a nicely modded airport. Sadly the jetways don't work, but we can get over that, I suppose. Never mind. So a good evening to everybody that is in the chat tonight. So good evening, Dr. Magic, Nick, Pilot, Pat, Simon, good evening to you as well. Lord Cooney on Twitch, and we've got Darren, Dark Minial, and Twin Bartels, Tyler as well. Good to see you all. Hope you've all had a great week and getting set for a good weekend. Dr. Magic, you've had a day off for a morning root canal. Ouch! But an afternoon free for flying. Well, that's true. Were you on VATSIM as well? Were you still able to talk? Or had they numbed the mouth that much? Okay, so we should probably get online and we'll start getting set up. So let's get ready to fly, shall we? Need to remember as well to make sure you guys can see the operational not the operational flight plan. Well, yes, the operational flight plan. I pop a link to that right at the head of the stream, so that should be available for you guys to go and get already. I just want to make sure you guys can obviously see the mouse cursor as well. Oh, there we go, there it is. We'll get that fly pad turned on, and we'll have a look at what fuel we're going to need to get ourselves down to Vienna. PS Gameplays, good afternoon. Hope you are very well. Thank you for joining us. So let's pull this through from SimBrief. There we are. Let's get that all sorted, and we can start setting up. Actually, just before I do that, let's just get a little bit of ATIS information here. 1014, the QNH, and I think if we come down to the radios, we've also got yeah, there it is. I'm wondering why the ATIS information isn't showing, but that's control on there. The St. Petersburg control. Is it St. Petersburg control? Petersburg control. There we go. So we'll contact them in a bit. I'm just going to flip that over in a second, because I don't want to be listening to them while getting the aircraft set up, but I believe the GPU is all powered. Cholty, good evening, sir. How are you getting on with your new levers? Hopefully all working well for you. Battery voltage is all good, so let's get the batteries turned on, and we can then connect the external power. Yeah, let's turn that off. Oh, good lord, I hope they do speak English for us. I don't really want to be using my Russian phrase book this evening. External power, get that on. Crew oxygen supply, ground control, CRV test. There we go. And get those ideas set to nav and logo lights on. No smoking. Emergency exit signs are armed. We'll leave the fuel pumps for the moment. We'll do the fire test. Engine 1, engine 2, and the APU. of course, we should wait until all the computers have done their self-checks and we get the clicks, they're making it sure that we can run the engine fire test. However, those sound clicks are currently missing from this version of the mod. Never mind. So that's all done. Let's come and have a look at what fuel we're going to load in then. So, operational flight plan. At the moment, in fact, what's the weather showing at the moment? Wind 30015. I believe from reading the operational flight plan a little bit earlier, the METAR is there's a potential for those winds to get up a little bit. Where's it gone? Yes, so the potential for those winds, as I say, to get up. They were at the time this flight plan was created, temporarily gusting 28, showers of rain, 40% chance of light rain as well. So let's get the let's have a look at what fuel is needed. And Simon in there with a super chat just before we even got the flight plan loaded in. Simon, you are a legend. Thank you very much, Simon. Says tell the cabin crew to get the drinks cart out early for this flight. I am doing very well, Simon. Thank you very much for your very kind donation to kickstart us off, and we'll have plenty of time for chatting and of course drinking. In fact, I'll let you into a secret. I've just chucked a beer in the freezer to start chilling, so by the time we're up to cruise, hopefully it won't have exploded in the freezer, but it will be nicely chilled. I'm going to head back to the galley and get that out, but I will be on the microphone for the duration of the flight this evening, so you'll have to listen to my dulcet tones for the next couple of hours. Right, the plan block fuel 7.5. Right, well, if we've got ATC and potential for traffic in Vienna, I'm going to load an extra ton on board, so I'm going to go 8.5, which gives us a total over, and I'm just making the noise, so I'm going to load an extra ton. We've got a contingency of 250, so around we've got 1,250 kilograms extra for tonight's flight compared with the operational flight plan. So 8.5 tons is what I want. That's not going to take too long because once again I forgot to defuel the aircraft, so there we go, 8.5 real time, and that should only take about a minute, so that's going to get done. So all happy with that. Let's now come and check what the check the brightness and get this lot set up. Yeah, Simon, hopefully it's going to be a fun Friday evening for you. Grab yourself some beers or Russian vodka, as that's where we are. What was the QNH? It's 1014. There we go. Let's get that set, and skid is on. Oh, Danny, thank goodness. Do you know what? I've not got the football match running, so let us know what's happening. Is it 1-1 now? Direct red card for Switzerland. No, I want Switzerland. I want Switzerland to do well. Not that I don't like Spain, but I like an underdog. I'm an underdog fan. Let's come down to the pedestal. Switching is good. Cockpit door is all good. Thrust levers, engine masters, and spoilers? Really? No. Can we pop those up? There we are. Flaps, parking brake, transponder, we'll turn that on. And VHF 2, 121.5, all is good there. Let's go up to the glare shield then. And 1014, just turn the brightness up of that. That's all set. Happy with how we are up here. And primary flight display, let's crank that up. Navigation display. I've said before, it'd be great if we could just get an aircraft in a turnaround state mode. Right, should we start letting some passengers on board? I think so. So let's get ready to start the flight. And we can turn off the first officer's displays.
Cabin crew, we can open the door now and start letting them on board. Thanks very much.
Okay, so passengers are now starting to get on board. I think, has the refueling already completed? If so, I'll get the seatbelt signs on. Yeah, refueling's done. So with that, let's get the seatbelt signs on. We'll get the fuel pumps on as well. Then the overhead preparation is all completed, nice and early. Good, that's all sorted. Now we've got that. let's just check the main instrument panel. That's all done. IOS alignment in 6 minutes or so. All systems are normal. Flight management guidance system. Let's come along here and start setting that up. So I'm going to pull that in from SimBrief. So Chalty, what problems have you had? I'm probably not going to have the same problems purely because this is still a QA build with the new FlyPad, so it's not the latest dev build or anything like that. Jazz Waxmel, good to see you. Happy Friday indeed. Hope you're well. Init data request. 2 hours 17 minutes. That's a long flight for a Friday evening, isn't it? 2 hours 17 minutes, and we've got that 8.6 tons of fuel on board. AOC menu, and let's check then. So our payload tonight is 18408. That equates to 177 passengers. That's all good. 59.40 fuel weight. Again, that's all spot on. And I'm just going to enter that 0 fuel weight. Center of gravity, we'll change that just so it loads a little bit differently. Gross weight then, let's check that increases once I hit the payload button. There we go, 67.9. That's pretty much going to be close to our takeoff weight minus the fuel that we use for taxi. So our landing weight, just slightly over the landing weight, but you know what, by the time we've taken off, circle back round, we'll be under our maximum landing weight, so that's good to bring that into the scans nice and early. Alright, let's get on with it. Data, aircraft status, LEAP engines, valid air cycle, all good. In it, let's get the information we need from our company headquarters. Chalty, defueling takes lots longer than refueling in the real world. That's quite interesting. How often do you actually have to defuel an aircraft? I can't imagine it's that often, is it? Jazz, is everyone else having format errors on the performance page? What kind of format errors? Oh, right, I see what you're saying. Well, we'll have a look. Tetan, can we see the next DC-8? Do you mean the DC-6, Tetan? The DC-6 flight? Yeah, we'll definitely do another one of those. Really did enjoy that. Right, our alternate then. What is our alternate? Our alternate tonight is Lima, Oscar, Whiskey, Lima. Lima, Oscar, Whiskey, Lima. Let's pop that in. Just checking, the passengers are boarding, aren't they? Oh, yes. So, cost index of 8, flight level 380, cruise temperature minus 46. This is saying minus 52. The operational flight plan is probably wrong because it was created a few hours ago. So we'll leave that at minus 52. We can also leave the tropo as well because again that's probably correct here in the simulator and outdated in the operational flight plan. Right, so we're going to be departing runway 10 right. For anyone that's got the operational flight plan, it does say the 10 left, however 10 right is currently in use, so we're going to be using 10 right, and that is going to be the Tural 1 Charlie departure. Tural 1 Charlie, and insert, and then our arrival is going to be, or we're going to plan for runway 34, ILS 34 if you please, there we are. ILS 34, and that is the Reclus 2 Whiskey. Let's go and find that. Reclus 2 Whiskey. And that is via, I think that's via Mabord. Let me double check that on the charts. Yes, via Mabord. Pop that in. Distance of 967. I've got 926 on the operational flight plan. Not too much difference there. So that's all okay. On to the RadNav page. Let's see. Are we going to pop anything in here for our departure? I don't think we are actually. Nothing that we need to put in here, so we can leave that blank. Let's go to our init B page. Zero fuel weight then is 59.4. Zero fuel weight center of gravity is 28.2. Trip wind is a tailwind of 4. Don't think we're going to benefit from that too much, are we? And our planned fuel 6.8, and we have 8.5 on board. Wonderful. There's our takeoff weight then, 67.8. Just let these numbers compute. There we are. So for the alternate, we're going to probably have, of course, let's call it 1.3 for our alternate fuel, giving us an extra 35 minutes of flying time, holding time, anything we need like that. So that's good. Welch controller, good evening, sir. Hope you're well. Thanks for dropping on in. Right, all good. Let's go to the performance page. Let's just clear the GPS primary. Okay, transition altitude according to the ATIS is 5,000. Thrust reduction and acceleration. Normal noise abatement 2, I believe. They're not that bothered about the noise, the Russians. Airport elevation is... what is the airport elevation? 80. Oh, close enough. Give or take 9 feet. It's actually 79 feet. So, yeah, 9 feet difference. We're not going to quibble over that. So you guys, I've not got the football on. You're going to have to keep me updated with what's happening between Spain and Switzerland. Is it still 1-1? Is that going to extra time? Right, transition altitude, 5,000 feet. Thrust reduction, engine out, and acceleration is all good. We're going to go flaps 1. It's going to be a toga takeoff. Let's calculate those V-speeds. 139, 135, 134. Now let's have a look at the speed restrictions. Speed restrictions as we depart. Oh, hang on, that's the wrong chart. That's not the right chart. Let's get rid of that. We now want the Tyrrell 1 Charlie. Just make that a bit bigger. Where are you? Tyrrell 1 Charlie, that's the one. Right, so as we depart, max speed, minimum bank of 20, so let's crap on with that. Max 225, 225, 240. Let's check out. Clean is 221. Right, okay. Well, in that case, let's stick that in. So when we're cleaned up, we're going to go, we'll fly at green dot 221. And then once we're past LI 703, we can increase that speed to 240. We'll obviously select that manually once we've done that. To be fair, actually it's not past this, ignore me. It's when we're past here at 702, then we can increase our speed to a maximum of 240. So that's all well and good. Performance is cleared, and just check the coding of that, make sure they match up. I'll just bring this in a little bit. 767, is that right? Oh no, there we go. Yeah, 784, 767, 702, 703, 704, 705, and then to Tyrrell 703, 704, 705. Tyrrell, spot on all the coding for that. Looks perfect. We'll have to contact air traffic control in a couple of minutes. Don't know what the initial climb out altitude is. Not until we contact air traffic control. Anyway, they can give it to us in a sec. Got the constraints on there. That's all well and good. How are we doing, passengers? What do we got? Another 36 passengers remaining. Well, now sounds like a good time to have a word with air traffic control and and see how we're doing. This airport, as I said, is a custom-built airport. Quite nice. Available free from flightsim.to. I'll just slow that down a little bit. Oh no, not the zoom level. The zoom level's good. I just find for me the drone just moves a little bit too quickly unless you set it at 0.8, which is a ridiculously low level. Anything above that seems to move quite fast. But yeah, look at this. Once again, really nice airport. We are on VATSIM and we've... Oh, there's an EasyJet. I like EasyJet. So the doors open and the passengers are just, I don't know, morphing in there tonight as the jetway doesn't move. But never mind. Right, so as we're getting ready to contact ATC, I'm going to also fire up that APU. We're not going to be too far away, and we want that on for COVID rules. So APU is on, and now it is started. Let's kill the music as we contact air traffic control. So what was that frequency? I can use the flypad for this, which is a really nice feature. 135.6, and just check that's coded in for me. 135.6. I'm going to go 122.8. Have that on standby for Unicom. There we go. And I'm just going to check the latest ATIS as well. Make sure it's still information Bravo. No, information Charlie is now active.
Stand 103 with information Bravo requesting sends to Vienna. Petersburg 464, Petersburg control flow. Information Charlie, clear to destination via Ural 1 Charlie departure. Initially flight 3,500 feet, squawk 5702.
So that's Nick getting his clearance, which is the exact same clearance I expect to hear in a moment, so that's good.
Initial time of 3,500 feet and squawking 5702. Speedo 464. Speedo 464, that's correct.
Petersburg radar, good evening, Rosia 6603, type A320 Neo is at stand 102, requesting IFR clearance to Vienna, and we have information Charlie.
Rosia 6603, Petersburg control, good evening, clear to destination via Ural 1 Charlie departure, initially climb 3,500 feet, squawk 5701.
Cleared via the Ural 1 Charlie, initial climb 3,500, squawk 5701, Rosia 6603.
Rosia 6603, that's correct.
Let's get that squawk in there. That is a nice low level to climb, we need to be aware of that.
Занимаю предварительно 10 левой по Чарли, Браво, Браво 5, 408.
Passengers on board. Let's get the doors closed. Disconnect the external power. APU is running.
Captain, all passengers are on board and we're finished setting up. Doors are also now closed.
Thanks a lot.
Goodbye to the GPU. We're now running under our own steam. Check the fuel and make sure the ideas are aligned. IRS, there we go, 3 nav green, systems good. Alright, so I think we're about ready to run our before start checks. Let's just have a quick prep of the overhead. All of that looks good. So, before start checklist, please to the line. Cockpit preparation is complete. Our signs are on and auto. Our ideas we have checked. 3 nav green. Fuel quantity 8,560 kilograms. All checked and balanced. Flight management guidance system is set, and altimeter 1014.
Cabin crew, we're all ready to go. Please arm the doors and cross-check. Thank you.
Okay then, so just touching on our departure briefing, we're at stand 102. 2. Obviously we're going to push back. We expect to face south, and then we shall taxi down via Echo, Delta or Charlie. We'll probably push back to the centre one. I don't know. Then after that we expect to taxi out to runway 10 right via Alpha. We're going to do Toga, so we can take Alpha 4, that's no problem. The departure then is our nav departure. We'll get the autopilot on. We've already briefed these max speeds. Autopilot will handle this, and yeah, minimum safe altitude is 2,600 feet. Initial climb out is 3,500 feet. Threats and things to be aware of, let's double check. So the weather here is fine. We are right on the limit of our maximum landing weight, but after departure we should burn off the excess fuel, which will take us under the maximum landing weight. So if we do need to return, this is a great place to return to, and 2 nice long runways, and the weather is good. So if we did have a problem, we'd continue straight out until we were at a good safe altitude. We can get up to 3,500 feet, spin ourselves around, come back in, and get vectors from ATC to come back in and land again. No times to be aware of at this airport. There's a couple of taxiway closures down in Vienna. We can brief those en route. Threats to be aware of is just that low initial climb of 3,500 feet. So we need to be aware of that once we start accelerating away. Okay, other than that, I think we're about ready to go. So we'll get some pushback clearance in a second, and we'll get the tug driver as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to FlyByWire. This is your captain speaking. My name is Gavin, and I'd like to welcome you on board this Airbus A320neo aircraft. Our flight time today should be as scheduled, and we're not anticipating any delays or any bad weather, so we should have a nice, pleasant, safe flight. In the next few minutes or so, we'd like you to get yourself seated, sat down safely with your seatbelts fastened, and make sure the hours are kept clear to the back cabin crew, pilots, and other fellow passengers. The ground crew are nearly finishing loading everything into the aircraft, so we will refer to
6748, подскажите, пожалуйста, код ответчика требуется для полета?
flying with the Easyjetsimpilot.
67408? Нет, не обязательно. Я понял, 408.
Right, I think there's 2 tug drivers fighting over which aircraft's going to push us back today. That's quite nice. Oh, thanks for the update, Mike. So it's full time, 1 extra times coming up, but the Swiss are down to 10 men. Exciting stuff. Do you know, I think it's great. Every time I see this, I think it's even better to see England actually finish Germany off in normal time. Magnified business. Hello, thanks for popping in. Right, let's get our pushback clearance, and then we'll start pushing back. Petersburg Center, Rosia 6603, stand 102 is ready for push and start.
Rosia 6603, pushback and startup on Echo, facing south approved.
Pushback onto Echo, facing south approved. Thank you, Rosia 6603. Okay, let's get that beacon light on. Nose roll steering is disconnected, and start the timer. Transponder. Before start checklist, below the line. Windows and doors are closed and armed. Rotator beacon light is on. Mobile phone is silent. Parking brake is on, and we're about ready to push back on to Echo, which is the furthest one of the 3, as we can just see from there. So we're pushing back onto the last one. Okay, let's release the parking brake. Okay, all looks good. Let's start those engines. Engine mode selected to ignition and starting engine 1. Is APU bleed on? Yeah, it is. Paranoia check. And lock the flight deck doors. I'm not sure who's pushing us back. Very interesting.
And Petersburg control speed at 464 is ready to push us off.
Grid 464, pushback and startup approved on Charlie, facing south.
Push start approved on to Charlie, facing south, 44.
This is now where I'm hoping that the modded airport actually has all the taxiways. So let's just have a quick look outside and see if we can see those. Oh yeah, there we go. So that's Charlie, that's Delta, and that's Echo. So we're going all the way back to Echo.
67-408 взлет произвел 1000 футов, расширить следовать на первую точку, 884.
Quite looking forward to this flight tonight.
408, выполняйте первый, четвертый доложь.
Sun is low in the sky, nice long shadows. RP Beastie, good evening sir, hope you're well. And engine number 1, good start, starting engine number 2.
Я после маршрут ввел, по всей видимости ремарки остались. Я, с вашего позволения, по маршруту, а круги немножко позже, после возврата.
Tom on Facebook, you're more than welcome sir, glad they've been of help. Stick around if you've got any questions. Rockstar Energy, is it coming home? I hope so. I hope so. Fly with Captain X, indeed, this is the 3-2 Airbus A320 from FlyByWire.
Победа 461, прослушайте Unicom 122, до 8, всего доброго, до свидания.
Still very difficult, even with the pushback mod, to get a nice delicate pushback, but that looks good enough to me. We'll end the pushback there. Parking brakes on. And Tucker White 94, thank you very much sir for the very kind donation. And Tucker says may I get a White Russian for seat 5 Alpha as soon as we get airborne, Tucker, I promise. Thank you very much for your donation there, and stick with us. I hope you enjoy the flight with us this evening. Right, engine 2 is looking good. Engine mode select then to norm APU off, APU bleed off, anti-ice not required, and we want spoilers armed, rudder checked, flaps 1, and takeoff trim 28.3. Yeah, that's looks okay. Let's do the after start checklist then. So anti-ice is off, check that ecam status as well, normal, and pitch trim 28.3, rudder set 0, all done. Okay, that looks good. And there's Nick. I'm not sure. Nick, are you not in British Airways livery? I thought I saw you in British Airways livery. Or are you flying something a little bit special tonight? LL Gaming, hello. Fly with Captain X. Yep, we're on the VATSIM network. Okay, all looks good there. And we can now just check pushback is most certainly clear, and we'll announce that we're ready for taxi. Petersburg radar, Razia 6603 on Echo, ready for taxi. Holding point Alpha 1 via Echo and Alpha, and just for information, we can accept a Alpha 4 departure.
Russia 6603 Alpha 4 approved.
Thank you, Rosie 6603. And just confirm, are we clear to taxi direct now to Alpha 4, or do we need to hold short?
Russia 6603 taxi to holding point, runway 10 right, via Takeoff Alpha Alpha 4.
Clear to taxi now for runway 10 right, holding point Alpha 4 via Echo and Alpha. Rosie 6603.
Победа 208, прослушайте Никон 122, Т8, всего доброго, до свидания.
All done. Then let's get the taxi light on.
122, Т8, Победа 208, АВ, спасибо.
Parking brakes.
Хорошего вечера, будьте здоровы. До свидания.
And
67
we'll set rolling.
712 прошел, следует на 711.
Husky craft, I take my hat off to anyone who tries to fly with a keyboard. I really do.
7408, what's my?
Control 044, ready for taxi.
Petersburg 464, taxi initially straight ahead via Charlie, hold short of Alpha.
Taxi initially straight ahead on Charlie, hold at Alpha.
I was wondering what that flash was then. It's the long shadows, isn't it, from the lights? Look at this. Watch. As it goes through the flight deck. That's stunning. That really is good. Okay, just whilst we're on here, we'll do a flight control check. Full left, full right, making sure that those have not been reversed, Charlie, if you're still there. Full up and full down. Neutral. Slow right down, we'll do a rudder check. And just check. We can do a rudder full right, rudder full left. There we go. That's all good. We do a PEDS check, so performance not affected, still 1014, the QNH. Engine out procedure, we have briefed, let's just brief again, we need to get above 3,000, we'll climb to about 3,500 feet, we'll come back in and land here with ATC instructions for help. Departure matches what we've got on the FMGC. Stop altitude 3,500 feet, and we need to remember the speed restrictions as well. So it's a right-hand turn at the end of here. Once we've made this right-hand turn, we'll run our before takeoff checklist to the line. I like that, max span. Proper signage.
Контроль, Свердловский 104, отправились вам.
Свердловский 804, ждите. Speedbird 464, I'm ready from Alpha 4.
Sorry, could you repeat Speedbird 464?
Speedbird 464, I'm ready for departure from Alpha 4.
We can take Alpha as well, yes. Speedbird 464.
Okay, let's run the before takeoff checklist to the line. Flight controls are checked. Departure briefing has been confirmed. Flap setting is config 1. FMA takeoff data 134 blue, 139 magenta climb, nav blue, 3,500 blue, 1 FD2, and a toga takeoff. We'll ding that cabin.
Свердловский 804, достаточно до аэродромного значения под Vienna 1 Charlie, первоначальный набор 3000 футов, КВОК 0723.
Cholty, you're useless at taxiing in the real world. Captain 79, good evening. Husky Craft, I'm from the UK, so my English is far better than my Russian, only slightly. Big thanks to Doof Doof on Facebook and Philip Fisher as well for liking and sharing. Thank you for sharing the stream. I think if anyone can, I'd love some more shares on Facebook. We're still relatively new on Facebook. There's quite a lot of traffic around here now in St. Petersburg, isn't there? So it is the next left where we are departing from.
На посадку рассчитываю 10 белого, визуальный контакт доложу.
Nick, yeah, this is a really nice airport, isn't it? Have you got the mod as well, which is what you're seeing here in the stream? Free from flightsim.to. Really nicely worked airport. All good fun.
Cabin crew, seat for takeoff, please.
What I like is nice long straight taxiways, give you time to do things. I like this aircraft livery as well. So this is a real world flight. You will find this on Flight Radar 24 if you search for it. So I'll just start applying those brakes a little bit. I don't want to stop though. It's so hard to judge that.
Russia 6603, are you ready for departure?
Russia 6603, affirm we are ready for departure.
Russia 6603, wind 030 degrees 5 meters per second, line up and clear for takeoff, runway 10 right.
Cleared for takeoff 10 right, Russia 6603. Okay, let's get those lights on.
Контроль, добрый вечер, номер Альфа 8552 на стоянке 143, разрешите выйти согласно плану в Ригу.
This is where simulators fail you because you have to look one way and taxi another way.
From Alpha 85, to 10 line, control.
Okay, all of that looks good. Oh, I'm getting off the tax line while I'm not looking. Okay, before takeoff checklist, below the line, cabin secured for takeoff, engine mode selector norm, TCAS, TARA, PAX. Let's get those off. Anti-ice off. And we can do a rolling takeoff, which is permitted in the A320. So, let's go. Takeoff, start the chrono, 50% N1, side stick half forward, 50% N1 set, Mantoga, SIS.
Разрешили носом на юг на Чарли, Флайбер 78.
V1 and rotate.
Петербург контроль, Сазовский 804, разрешите выталкивание запуск.
May have just overpitched very slightly there, nothing too major. That's alright. We'll get that nose down, set, climb, thrust, thrust, climb, climb, pack 1 coming back on, give it 10 seconds before putting the other one on. Autopilot 1 engaged. Pack 2. I'll pass that speed in one moment. There's S speed, flaps 0. Confirm flight level 380, Razia 6603. Climb now, flight level 380, Razia 6603. Okay, so straight up to our cruising altitude. I'm going to put that in, but then I'm going to check the performance page, make sure we can get to that straight away. So that's 380, oops. Thrust climb, 380 blue. Let's confirm that's now standard 380 blue. And it's going to pitch up just to maintain that speed restriction. Yeah, and that's no problem. We can accept our flight level nice and early. We're not too heavy with the fuel we have on board. So I'll come back to the chat once we've just got through these first couple of turns and we're on our way. What's that? Is that an old airport? Don't know if that's an old airport or just railways, isn't it? Looks like a railway yard, actually. So with the speed restrictions in place, the low speed that we're holding at the moment, you can see we're climbing up nice and sharp because the thrust for the climb is set, and in order to maintain the speed, obviously we have to pitch up, otherwise we'll be too fast for the for the speed restrictions.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll shortly begin our cabin service as we continue to climb to our cruising altitude. You may now use your electronic devices. Rechargeable battery packs are also available to purchase from our cabin crew. You can also ask them about joining our frequent flyers.
408, взлетная зона, рассчитываю заход на ПВП.
It's coming up on 10,000 feet. We'll get those lights off in a second. Landing lights coming off now. 10,000 feet. That's done. And already checked that progress page. Nothing in the RadNav page to clear. We'll get through this turn. We'll get the passenger signs off, and you will be free to move and roam around the cabin. Vodka on the flight deck won't be too far away. And I will come back to the chat on Facebook, Twitch, and of course YouTube just once I've sorted this. Okay, let's go into manage speed now. The nose will lower. We're now past 703. Speed restrictions are now finished, and we're done. And St. Petersburg Stadium is over here, which is where the football match is currently being played. I don't know if I can zoom in and see that. Can we see it? Oh yes, just. The sun's in the way, but there it is.
Flight level 120.
Mike, it's still 1-1. Excellent. Right, so we're now climbing to cruise. All's good. Let's get the seatbelt signs off.
Ladies and gentlemen, the seatbelt sign has now been turned on. You are now free to move around the cabin and the toilets are now.
Did anybody else just hear a dog?
However, when in your seat, we recommend that you keep your seatbelt fastened at all times in case of unexpected turbulence. Please contact a member of the cabin crew if you require assistance. Thank you.
Right. Let me come back to the chat. I need to keep an eye out for air traffic control, of course. We are still under air traffic control. Nick, you've got the Orbex low as well. Oh, you're going to enjoy this flight then, aren't you? Captain 79, how do I keep it so straight? You always drift to the left on the runway. Make sure you've got auto rudder turned on if you have, if you don't have a rudder axis. If you do have a rudder axis, it's just using the rudder and making sure that's set up. Tom, when do you use flex temp and how do you calculate it? Right, well, there used to be a website that you were able to use, which made it very easy. Check out the channel. There is now a Excel spreadsheet you can download, which you can use. You should always use flex. You should always use flex. The only reason I don't is because there's not really a simple, easy flex calculator available to use anymore, which is why I'm just togering everything at the moment. Chalty tried taxiing at Manchester when it's all wet. You just have to guess where the lines are. And Akash, key, you play on a controller and your flyby A320NX throttle is way too sensitive. How do you lower it? I guess in the sensitivity settings, you just have to lower those down a little bit. Boss Monkey, you started a long haul in the A330 Boston to Dubai. You've gone to sleep and you've still got 4,500 miles to go. Yeah. Husky, congrats for winning against Germany. Oh, thank you very much. Not, I mean, I didn't do anything personally, other than cheer them along. Simon, PT or a dog? Is there a difference? Well, it depends. I think you hear it more on the 321 than you do the 320. So our flight route today, just bring this into the onto the stream in a second, 1 minute. So the flight route today takes us right through Central Europe, so we're out of here now, and then obviously start head southwest all the way down and into Switzerland, Vienna. Fact, I'm curious just to see what the arrival looks like. I think air traffic control normally give us vectors in the real world for this. Actually, that's coded quite nicely. Yeah, that's spot on. So we can fly that. So all we're doing at the moment is we're just climbing up to cruise, making sure everything is behaving itself, and then we'll have a nice chilled out time at cruise. Say 2 hours. We've got about 2 hours 10 minutes to go. Nice long cruise, and when I get there I'm gonna go and grab my beer from the freezer, which I'm hoping is not frozen by the time I get to it. We should be at cruising altitude in in what, about 10 minutes time. Dark Fury, flight sims become unplayable for you. Why? Dark, you're my tech go-to guy. How can it not be working for you? If it's not working for you, what hope do the rest of us have? Sun in the eyes of all the passengers sat on the right-hand side. Vienna, did I say Switzerland? Sorry, Austria. It's been a long week. Five-star, the call sign is Rosia 6603. And you're currently flying on VATSIM at 11 frames. Ouch. Mo Gamer, yeah, hopefully you will get some more FPS following sim update number 5.
Flight level 250 has been told.
And we're just about to pass 260. Just extend that range a little bit. No aircraft on TCAS. If I go to the plan mode, I might find something behind us. Simon, as long as we land in Vienna and not Bratislava, we'll all be good. Yeah, well, definitely Vienna.
7408, четвертый выполнил полосу 10 левую на
Oh, Doc, yeah, you're one of the testers, aren't you?
408.
I couldn't do that.
Заход полоса 10
Well,
левой.
I wouldn't be able to do it,
Продолжаю заход.
because then I couldn't stream. Almost a cloudless sky tonight.
7-8, занимайте исполнительный, полоса 10 правая, взлет по команде.
Занимаю исполнительный, полоса 10 справа, взлет по команде, FlyByWire.
Аэрофлот. Аэрофлот 753 Альфа, Стэнк 108, разрешите запуск экипировки.
Аэрофлот 173 Альфа, выталкивание и запуск на Чарли, взносом на
So let's have a look and see if we've got any other air traffic control online. Who is online? We've got Riga control and Swiss control is online.
Экипировку запуск разрешили,
I don't know if we're going to get handed over to Riga control. If we go on the operational flight plan, it'll tell us which flight information regions we're going to pass through. So let me check. So that's Italian flight information region. Oh, we will cross over into Riga for a little while. Oh, not very. Ooh, well, not for very long. They may not even bother with us.
Играем Шон 350, Свердловская 104.
57-408.
And flight level 300 coming up.
Посадку, взлет конвейера разрешаем. Полоса 10 левой.
Полоса 10 левой, посадку взлет конвейера разрешили 674.
Has it gone to penalties yet in the game?
Try to flight level 3802, reporting call.
8 minutes, we'll be at cruise. So what's everyone got planned for the weekend? Aside, of course, from watching the flight tomorrow, watching the stream tomorrow. I've got flights on the brain. Watching the football tomorrow night. Watching the football, of course. Or if people here not bothered about the football. Stevie G, 6 minutes left. 6 minutes left. Roger 6603, over to Unicom now. Thank you very much for the service. Good night. Oh, Pilot Pat, you just had a crash to the desktop. There. Do you know what? Touchwood, I never have crashed to desktops. I just have crashes. The entire PC locks up. So the simulator must be stable. Something else doesn't sound like what the entire PC is. But yeah, no idea what that is that causes that. It's very strange, isn't it? Simon, so it's beautiful weather in Austria at the moment. Got to go out a lot, maybe do some flights, of course. But enjoying the weather in real life as well as in the sim. Yeah, so hopefully the weather when we get to Vienna will be okay. CVG, the Spain are all over the Swiss, are they? You'd hope that they were, though. I mean, really. Should be. Fly with Captain X. The flight is around 2 hours 17 minutes to be exact. Oh, Victor, no. You just finished a flight. You say you've just finished a flight from Heathrow to Chicago, and you crashed with 9 miles to go. Hang on, you crashed or the sim crashed? There's two very different things there. if you crashed, at least we know the sim's stable. Wonder how long we're going to still have sunlight for. That's flight level 340. And that is Valga. That's where we'll be at 103 miles. Let's use Resmo as a time to check our fuel, because the next one is 102 miles away. So what's that? Resmo, call that 6.9 tons of fuel. And what did we take? We took 1.25 tons of fuel more. So we'll have a look and check the operational flight plan against that in a second. Oh, Victor, you crashed. Oh, mate, what happened? It doesn't sound like you were flying an A320 though, with that distance. So I'm not sure I'm actually going to be able to help you too much with regards to that. So we should have about 8,150 kilograms of fuel. No, we shouldn't. That's a complete lie. Let's see what we've got at Resmo on the operational flight plan. Where are you? There. So we've got 5.9, call that 6 tons. Plus 1.25 is obviously 7.25, and we've got 6.9. So we've actually burnt a little bit more than expected. That's okay. Flying with Cap X, do I play X-Plane 11? No, I don't. I don't even have it installed. Chalty, you just love reenacting the flights at the weekend. Will you be doing this one, Chalty? Vienna concept, real life weather is okay right now, 17 degrees, mild wind, thin cloud layer. That sounds good. In the simulator, or actually no, I can't say in the simulator because this is based on real world, so 30014, 18 degrees, and that dew point of 13. All looks okay. 1,000 feet from our cruising altitude. And Rally Lover NL, thank you very much for subscribing, my friend. Really do appreciate all the subscriptions, likes, shares. It really does help to grow the channel. Thank you very, very much. And of course, hope we can give you some entertainment tonight as well. I'm going to sit back. Once we get to cruising altitude, we'll do some top flight checks, then we'll sit back, relax, and chat throughout the cruise.
Ladies and gentlemen, all cabin crew will be around shortly to commence our hot meal and snack service. Please ensure that your tray tables are in the downward position. To assist our cabin crew, please keep the aisles free of bags and any other items you may have. The food and snacks menu can be found in the back pocket of the seat in front of you. There is also a children's selection of food and healthy snacks available. Please dispose of any rubbish you may have in the bag provided at the ends of the aisles. We accept payment in cash or credit and debit cards. Thank you for your support of this channel.
Oh, Victor, it was the Dreamliner. Yeah, I'm afraid I can't help you with the Dreamliner. I'm no Boeing expert. Fly with Cat X. It's 12 AM, so happy Saturday. Cat X, where are you in the world, my friend? Regis, you notice when preparing for the arrival, the star and runway, the A320 FlyByWire tends to change course. You usually set your arrival on the ground and fly smooth. It's very it's not the not just the fly-by-wire 320. I think it's an Azobo coding issue. That is one of the things I want them to fix more than anything. I can do without everything else they're fixing at the minute, but messing up the arrival into an airport is a real pain for people who like to do realistic IFR flights like me. Stevie G, we're on to penalties, are we? I see. Regis, there is a way around it. It's a workaround. You can't fix it, but it is a workaround. Obviously, I can't show you that until we get a little bit closer. But basically, it involves. It will happen when you pass the decel point or activate the approach phase. That's when it happens. Right, so we're going to get running commentary in the chat on the penalty kicks. I hope so. Quick, tell me, guys, in the before it all kicks off. Let me know, guys. Who wants Spain to win? Who wants Switzerland to win? Just type it in. Spain or Switzerland? Spain or Switzerland? Who do you want? I'll go first. My card's on the table. I want Switzerland. And we're at the top of our cruise.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the cockpit, once again, just let you know that we've reached our cruise level for the flight today. The cabin crew will be making their way around serving drinks, hot coffee, teas, etc. So if we need any items from here or items, we invite you to sit back and enjoy the rest of the flight. Thank you.
Jake, yeah. So I do get real life flex calculations when HD's around, as we can use those. So far, all I'm seeing is people say Switzerland. Oh, Simon, you want Spain to win? Really? That's how come? Tell me why. Tell me why as well. Definitely want to know why you want Spain to win. I'm imagining everyone else is wanting Switzerland to win just because they're the underdogs, and you got to love an underdog. Are England the underdogs tomorrow, or is that Ukraine? ISO Creams, thank you, sir, so very much for the $15 donation there. And ISO, am I a pilot in the real world because you're insane at flying? ISO, no, sadly not. I could not pass the Class 1 UK medical to be able to fly. So even though even though I probably could, I'm not allowed to. not in the real world, but I have had the pleasure of being in the real world simulators, so I know in my head, and you guys have seen, of course, that yes, I can fly, but I'm not a certified. I'm not certified just because I'm unable to pass the medical. But thankfully, in the past, I've been very lucky to spend many hours in the commercial level simulators, and of course. Flown in the real world in smaller aircraft, but yeah, that's basically it. But if you do have any questions with the A320, please do hit me up, and ISO, that is a very, very kind donation, so thank you very, very much for that. Really do appreciate it. One of the things donations has helped me to do recently is we now have a subscription to music, which we're allowed to use. So we're going to get some tunes on as well as we start as flying, just to help break up the monotony of the long cruise period. So that's going to be quite nice. We can sit back, chill, drink beer, and enjoy our flight. But now we're at our cruising altitude, we're going to have to do some checks. Just continue the pilot. You want Sweden to win. Jake, you want Switzerland as well. Mike, yeah, want the underdog to win. Ukrainians are the underdogs, but we don't want them to win. Yeah, Steve, tomorrow is the only time I don't want the underdogs to win. So Simon, you Austrians have a long storied history with the Swiss football team, so I understand that I'm the huge underdog here. You'd respect them if they do win. You're just going to hear it all day at work on Monday. Oh, I get it. Jake, no swearing is most certainly not allowed in the chat, as it's a full family friendly channel. Right, flight level 380, let's get those checks done. So let's cycle through those SD pages, and fuel use, because we will use more fuel on the left hand engine number 1 than we have the right hand engine number 2. That's just because of the APU. That's all right. Bleed air and pressure all looks fine there. Landing elevation is set to auto, so cabin pressure is all good. The electric page gives me a scare when it's orange just for a second until it renders properly. Hydraulics 3000 psi, all good there. Fuel confirming we've used 2000 kilograms of fuel and we departed with 6,800 kilograms, so that's spot on. We've got no fuel leaks. APU obviously turned off, and we've got 24 degrees in the cabin. Hope that's a nice balmy temperature for you all. Perfect beer drinking temperature. Slides are showing, so the doors are still armed and closed. Brake temperatures all good, and all flight computers are running nicely, and systems are all absolutely normal. Simon, oh hang on, let me just go back a little bit. So Stevie, Spain are taking the first penalty. Please lose. I need to get this on. Do you know what? I do. I need to. In the UK, what are we on? Are we on ITV or are we on BBC? I honestly don't know. I'm just going to try and stream this quickly on my phone. I've got to watch a penalty shootout. Oh, Belgium and Italy. That's the other one, isn't it? Taking place at the moment. Oh, and you know what? By the time I find this, it's going to be, it's all going to be over, isn't it? Come on, let me get this up. I've got to watch penalties. Got to watch the penalties. Let's hit play. Here we go. All right, there we go. So I'm probably a few seconds behind you guys. Who's missed? Has someone missed? I've just got it up now. We need to get some en route weathers as well in a second. Although the weather below looks absolutely fine, so I'm not too worried about that. Let's have a look. Right, okay, so I need a scoreline. I've just seen Swiss put one in the top left-hand corner. ISO Creams, I've just seen your really kind, really kind once again. A little super chat there. ISO, so thank you very much for that. Yeah, you know, and yeah, I don't mind people knowing my history. I did try, and sadly it didn't go my way. Also tried for air traffic control, but back then when I was trying, the same medical orders were required for pilots as it was for air traffic control, which means that neither air traffic control or piloting was open to me. Oh, has Spain just missed? Oh no, that's Swiss that's just missed. Oh, I see. Spain in the white. Got you. That confused me. The stream I'm watching, it's not got the teams in the top left-hand corner. I didn't know which colour was which. That was an easy penalty to save, though, wasn't it? Bottom right. Oh, it's getting excited. I'm going to come back to the chat in a minute, guys. I'm just watching the penalty shootout. So what's going to happen here? Oh, I've just seen Spain miss. Stevie G, I've just seen Spain miss, so I've got to be a little bit behind you. Come on, Switzerland. Come on, Switzerland. Look at all the fans. Hey, do you guys hear about that fan who's become famous? Oh, look at that. And again, it was a low altitude penalty. So Spain have now missed 2, Switzerland have missed 1. And oh, Riga control, what are you doing? Don't contact. Oh wow, okay. 135.1. Let's contact Riga control. We said we were going to enter their airspace, didn't we? 1351.
.77. Scandinavian 883, Riga control, radar contact.
Riga control, Rosina 6603, flight level 380, direct Amoli.
Russia 6603, Riga control, radar contact, direct to Riga.
Just confirm that direct to us again, please, Rosina 6603.
Russia 663, direct to Riga, Echo Romeo India Victor Alpha.
Echo Romeo India Victor Alpha Arriva for Rosina 6603, thank you. I'm missing what's happening. There's a Riva. Let's go direct. and insert. Direct to Riva. It's a straight line anyway. What have I missed, guys? What have I missed?
Riga Control, good evening. Lufthansa 624 inbound. Otmore, assigned MAC number .76.
Lufthansa 624, Riga Control, radar.
So is it 212 Spain now? Oh, come on. Miss some more. Miss some more. We all want... we're all Swiss, aren't we? Come on. Apart from Simon. Apart from Simon. I can't imagine the nerves these guys are feeling. Oh my word, Swiss has just pelted it over the bar. No. Apologies if I am about a minute behind you guys. I'm watching it on a streaming service, so it's probably a good minute behind you live. And then with the delay in this stream as well on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, etc., it's probably about a minute 30 behind from what you're hearing. Oh, right. Last penalty. If he misses this, sudden death. If he scores it, then Spain go through. Come on. Stevie G is like watching England take penalties. Hey, we won our last one, didn't we? Who was that against? Was it Colombia? I may have made that up. Come on. Come on. Oh, I don't need to watch now. Steve G's just told me Spain's through. Victor, Spain's won. Oh, well, let's turn that off, shall we? Yeah. Oh, I do feel sorry for the Swiss. It's a horrible way to go out. And they've obviously held them for 120 minutes, so fair play to them. Fair play to them indeed. Right, let's do some top of client checks, and I'm going to have to go and get that beer. It'll be frozen. Where are we checking out? Let's see. Well... just check the route we're flying. We are currently... oh, wrong page. We're currently over Estonia. Is that how we zoom in? Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania. That's where we're going to be flying through, isn't it? So we shall have a quick look at... some of these en route weathers for...
Good evening, Riga Control.
Airports on our way.
291 inbound Ninta, flight level 350, Mach decimal 78.
Wisco 291, Riga.
Let's have a look then at Riga. Echo Victor Romeo Alpha.
Proceed direct to orbit.
We can also have a look at Vilnius International Airport, which is
for runway 18
Echo
and descend
Yankee Victor India.
Can you repeat the flight number for me for Wisco 291?
And we can also have a quick look at Warsaw, Echo Papa Whiskey Alpha.
When ready, descend flight level 150, Wisco 291.
And send that off.
Control, good evening, Wisco 1186 with you flight level 3.
Simon, good for you. It'll be quiet at work on Monday in your part of Europe. Well, that's true, Simon. At least you can go to work happy on Monday morning. Simon, how's the performance of the Aerosoft CRJ compared to the A320X? Much of a muchness. I don't know. It's been a while since I've flown the CRJ, actually. I think the CRJ may take it a little bit, frames-wise. I do think it is a little bit better. And the DC-6 from BIMDG is just fantastic. That is really, really nice. Why is that not updating? There we go. Let's have a look on route weathers then. So Riga is wide open, so visibility okay, low winds, that's good. That's Vienna where we're landing. We've got Warsaw as well down here. Again, 3301, but visibility and yeah, most of Eastern Europe's absolutely fine weather-wise, and at the moment. HD, good evening. Is there no golf on? Or are you crying because Spain have just gone through? Good evening, HD. Hope you're well. Everyone's swearing now that and upset that the Swiss didn't get through. I can understand that. We all wanted the underdog. Oh, Travis, which version of the FlyByWire am I using? Okay, so I normally use the dev version, and this is the dev version. However, it's a pre-release version of the dev version, if that makes sense. Just because it has the new flypad, which I'm still using because I do like it, even though it has got some faults. Once those faults are fixed, it'll be released to the general public for use. HD, you're feeling sorry for the Swiss. Oh, we all are. They came so far, and to hold them for 120 minutes, fair play to them. Really, really good job. Very good job. Right, guys, I am going to just head back to the. I'm going to head back to the galley in a second, as I want to go and rescue the beer that I've got in the freezer waiting for me. I don't want that.
Thanks for service.
I don't want that
Switching to Unicom, you're to bye.
Freezing up. It's okay. I'm just remembering we are under ATC service. I may just have to ask for a couple of minutes out of the flight deck, and then I shall be back with them. Riga Center, Brazil 6603. Request 2 minutes outside of the flight deck.
Approved, then report back.
We'll report back. Brazil 6603. Okay, guys, I shall be back with you in a couple of minutes. Don't go away.
Riga Control, good evening. Whizgo 2028, flight level 330 inbound.
Whizgo 2028, Riga Control. Good evening, radar contact direct, 46, expect 462 Alpha arrival. When ready, descent flight 4150.
Continue direct Arvik, summer access from the Arvik 2 Alpha, when ready, descent flight 4150, Whizgo 2028.
Scandinavia 883, short speed from airspace. Frequency improved, have a safe landing in Tallinn. Switch to Unicom, thanks for the landing, greet. Have a nice evening and greet to your tower colleague, Scandinavian 883. Lufthansa 624, same goes for you, Unicom. Correction. Myself, contaminate frequency improved, and again, have a safe landing in Tallinn. Bye-bye.
Thank you for service and switch to Unicom. Bye-bye. go 208 with 2 minutes outside next.
Approved, no problem.
We'll go 208 back.
Russia 6603, you're shortly leaving my airspace. My service terminates for exchange improvement. Have a safe landing in Vienna. Goodbye. Speedbird 464, same goes for you. My service terminates for exchange improvement. Have a safe landing.
Hey guys, so back with you. We've just been told by ATC that we'll be leaving airspace, so we're going to go over to Unicom. 122.8. There we go. Okay, so hopefully nice easy flight, looks all good. Okay, so I need your help, guys. This is the first time we've actually had music on the channel. We've through donator support actually, we've now got access to royalty-free music for the streams. Hopefully you're going to enjoy that. Just gives a bit more atmospheric ambience to the flights. You need to let me know if that's A, too loud, B, too quiet, or C, annoying. Hopefully hopefully it'll be just right, but I don't get to hear exactly what you guys are hearing on the stream level wise, so always worth asking you guys for help with that. One of the things I do want to go and check out is, can we just have a look at the volume of the engines, of the exterior engine master volume, just because sometimes it can be rather loud if we come out. So hopefully the volume of the engine's now not too loud for you. If you're not careful, when we go on to, I don't know if you've noticed it, but when we come out into the exterior of the aircraft, those engines are exceedingly loud. HD is like being back at work. What do you listen to when you're at work? Tell you what, this looks beautiful, doesn't it? This looks really nice. That is one heck of a wrap for the aircraft, that livery. Can you imagine doing that one? You can see why many aircraft just go for a white, airlines go for a white aircraft and then a splodge of a logo. Looking very nice. So FlyByWire, I have a video on my on the channel showing you the graphics settings that I have. Might be worth checking that out because they haven't changed in a while. You know when you do put a beer in the freezer just to get it ice cold for you nice and quickly, and then you pull it out and it's just perfection. I'm now sat holding a bottle of Budweiser, and it's got ice and glazed frost on the outside, but no slush on the inside. Perfect. HD, why do SAS have bright orange engines? Is that so they can be seen if they ditch them anywhere? That was a serious answer, by the way. That was a serious answer. In case anything goes wrong, it's a lot easier to spot, isn't it? Dr. Magic, you may brave VATSIM this month, might. Oddly terrified of messing it up. What I would love to do is I'd love to lead a team of people on VATSIM. And basically you can just all copy the comms I make. Not sure how successful that would be though. We may overrun an airport. Has anyone ever flown on this airline then? Rosilla? I'd never even heard of them. HD, yeah, exactly right, because as you say, SAS, there's going to be lots of snow, and if you've got a white airframe, try spotting that in a helicopter. Orange engines are going to stick out like a sore thumb. And PS on Facebook, thanks for the like, my friend. Who do we reckon's going to win? It's got, oh, I don't know. What is it? Italy, Belgium, isn't it? Belgium aren't exactly a shoddy team. Has De Bruyne started? I've not got the football on in here tonight. I've not got it on. Has De Bruyne started? Because he went off injured, didn't he? At the end of the last the last match. Hopefully not a serious injury. Oh, that drink is awesome. But just going back to your question, FlyByWire, most of my settings are medium high with a couple of ultra, really. The windows on this airframe, they just sort of blend into the livery a little bit, don't they? Density, is Kevin De Bruyne not playing? Oh, well, that's a... Is he not even on the subs bench? That's a big plus to Italy if he's not, isn't it? That's a huge plus to Italy if he isn't. Oh, he is in the starting 11. Oh, well, in that case then. Unlucky Italy. Do you know what I really want the team at Azobo to do? Is, can you see how we're just sort of now rotating around the aircraft with the drone? I'd love them to build this in as a feature. So maybe one of the views. Because at the moment I'm obviously doing this manually. But imagine if you could just, during long haul flights, just sort of like get this sort of cinematic view. Wouldn't that be cool? Maybe I should suggest that. How much backing do you think it would get? I think it's quite nice. I love how bright the obviously lit up side, the sunny side of the aircraft is. There it is, Rosia Airways, or Airlines, I'm not sure which. Ferry, anyone know how to fix this wee problem you've got? Wee problem? You're Scottish, Ferry. So I install Microsoft Flight Sim on Xbox Game Pass app, but I need to launch it, so I fully install it, but my game won't launch it. Oh no, right, I don't think you can. That's one of the things people were saying. You can launch, and you can pre-install sort of the launcher, which will then install the program. But you can't, so you can pre-install the installer, if that makes sense. Pre-install the installer, but you can't pre-install the full game, which sounds daft to me. I mean, the install's only what is it, a gigabyte, something like that. Dark Fury, yeah, that's right. It was an FSX playing. There was one you could use. It was sort of like a cinematic thing, as you just said, and it was really nice. I think if you could get something like this, it would make long haul flights really neat. Chalty, did anyone see the video of the captain flying FedEx with a Ferrari on board? The captain got curious and got locked inside it. First officer went to look for him and then had to land without the camera. How do you explain that? How much paperwork is that going to need? Wow. That's, he's got to get in trouble for that, isn't he? Nick, you need to get us the Thrustmaster TC. Oh, I know. I think it's going to be next on the do list. I mean, with the donations and things the channel's received, what have we got so far? We've increased the RAM so that we can have lots of extra programs running, like sort of self-loading cargo, obviously Streamlabs, the banners, everything like that. Make sure that the stream's looking good. We've now got the added subscription of the music license that we've got. But the TCA officers pack, it's definitely on the to-do list. Definitely. And I know Cholty's enjoying that at the moment, aren't you? Dark, that'll be a meeting with no tea or biscuit. Not even a tea. Indeed. Stick the VFR map on and we can show people whereabouts we are. Oh, wrong button. Don't change the weather. Why can't I hear the engine spooling up? Let's just hop back inside. Mac, alt cruise nav, no. All's looking fine there. It's going to be a nice sunset. Should be a sunset for a while. Well, we're flying more south than west, but that'd be quite neat. HD, what's the maximum amount of RAM you can get? Oh, that's a question for Dark. 64, 128, or 256 if you say. I have no idea. I mean, what's the biggest that you can get anyway? Is it 32 gigs, or two of those to 64? Or can you get up to... No, you can get 64, can't you? You can get 128 mega RAM. What would you need that for? Dark, I need the SSD. Yeah, well, do you know, now I've got much faster internet as well. Something else I can thank the donators of the stream for. We've got much faster internet. And Willie, of course, who came up with the idea. Look at all these marks on the window. Then re-downloading the sim doesn't scare me quite so much. It used to take about 36 hours. Oh, we've got some rain. A little bit of rain. How did we ever fly without the music before? This is really nice. Enjoying this. Becky Davis waving hello to the Nightbot. Manic Man, it seems to be sold out most of the time. Is it not available on Amazon now? I don't think there's a shop here in the UK that does it. Is it Scan? Scan.co.uk? I'm just giving them free advertising here. Danny, you think usually for Windows 10 it's around 128? Yeah, I'm definitely not the person to ask regarding those sorts of questions. Simon, exactly, yeah. Touch wood. Touch wood. I don't think we've had any Peppa Pig moments, have we? We've killed Peppa Pig. Kids can stream. I can stream. Wife can work. We're all good. If you haven't hit that like button just yet, if you would be so kind as to do that, that really does help grow the channel. And of course that's free. Manic Man, eBay has it, but the side add-ons are hard to get. Well, yeah, they were out of stock everywhere, weren't they, for so long, and then they just came back in recently, did they not? Sure, I saw that they were available again. So is anyone going to be getting the new type of RAM? What is it? The DD? Is it DDR5? I may be talking rubbish here. I may be using the wrong initials, but it's definitely number 5, isn't it? Nick, not only did I kill him, I barbecued him. And it was delicious. Simon, the Peppa Pig moments were iconic, but you're glad they've gone. Yeah, me too. Me too. What you'll probably find, Manic, is if you go on eBay, there'll be loads. They're probably about £250 each. Probably about a 70% markup on the RRP. DDR7 is out soon. Really? I thought they only just released DDR5. HD, if you ever get a PC, you'll probably end up going overboard and overkilling the specs. If you're gonna do it right, I'm glad we're above this weather. Look at this shadow line on the clouds. Can you see that? As the sun's setting, the shadow line of the cloud is obviously coming up. I never cease to be amazed by this. I see something different every flight I do. Nick, hog roast. Oh, I love a hog roast sandwich. I used to have them all the time when I was out working at various different events. Yeah, I haven't had one for probably a good 18 months because I've not been anywhere. I don't know, you've had DDR6 for 2 years. It's impossible to find at the moment. It costs too much now. Oh, fair enough. For 1 year. 1 year. So am I just talking rubbish? Is it not DDR5 that's just been released? Danny, DDR7 will be out for when FlightSim 2030 is gone. Well, FlightSim 2030 shouldn't come out, should it? They're committed for this for 10 years. Or is that what you're saying? FlightSim 2030 and then the... after this has had its 10-year stint. We'll see. HD, watch for the Earth's terminator on the left appear. Is that the Earth's shadow? Does that come in? I was trying to explain this to my wife the other night. Clear sky, and when we go walking the dog, it's quite high up, so you've just got a perfect view of the horizon, no obstructions. Great for VFR radio receiving, actually. And yeah, the sun was just setting, and just almost straight after the sun sets, you start to see the Earth's shadow rising up. And I was trying to explain, oh, look at that, there's the Earth's shadow. And she went, what do you mean? That's so... and the only way I could do it was to come home and sort of like get a piece of paper behind a football with a torch and try and show her what I meant by the Earth's shadow rising up. Don't know if it takes, if it happens in the sim actually. Can't say as I've been looking for it, to be honest. It's a really nice livery, this. I do like it. I don't think I'll ever fly this flight again, but it's really good. That's some high level cloud. In fact, we had some rain on the radar, didn't we? Oh, HD, just close your eyes for a sec. I've just remembered something. Just close your eyes for a minute, or go to the kitchen and get a drink. Have you gone? Right, good. Oh, there we go. Okay, you can come back now. Yeah, so that's the rain that I can just see on the display. It looks like we're bearing away from that, so that's quite nice. Yeah, got a little bit there. Is the sun still up? It is, isn't it? Oh, it's just there. Oh, we're heading down. Heading down in a couple of minutes. HD, did you realise what I just did? Or rather what I hadn't done. A little reflection of the winglet as well on the wing. Danny, you don't even begin to try and explain it to your girlfriend. We're just riding the clouds this evening. Won't be long before that disappears now, will it? Dark Soul. Alright, the DDR5 released July 17, but not compatible with DDR4 supported motherboards and will require the higher well, yeah, that was the thing I saw, that it needed a higher processor, so basically don't waste your money. DDR7 is Chinese RAM, but not better than 405. Oh, fair enough. HD, yeah, it won't be a sunset landing, it'll just be black. Danny, you enjoying the music, mate? That's good. I say, this is the first time we've done it. I thought we'd try it out for a nice Friday evening stream. And it does, it sets a nice little atmosphere. We'll obviously cut it when we start doing the approach and landing. But certainly for cruise, very nice. Trooper 37, good evening. He says, good evening, you lovely people. How are we all this evening? You'll be coming up to the galley shortly with cream donuts for all. So please help yourselves. That sounds like a great idea. HD will be at the front of the queue. Or is it custard tarts that you have, isn't it, HD? Custard tarts. We need to go back to Pharaoh for that. Air Trooper 37, thank you. I'm just saying, if you've only just joined us, we've now got music. Through the donator support, we've now got subscription for and paid for licensing for some music. So hopefully, big thanks to all you guys for that. Really, hopefully it will help. Can we have fly to the Val? Do you mean the ride of the Valkyries for the landing? 1-0 to Italy. No. I don't want Italy to. Oh, actually, that is. Who do I want to lose more? Italy or Belgium? At the end of the day, you want the underdog, but that's a tough call, isn't it? Okay, guys, go for it again in the chat. Who do you want to win, Italy or Belgium? Give me your choice. Custard tarts HD, that's the one. Right, I think we've lost the sun now, haven't we? Gone. Disappeared. Ah, is that the shadow? Was the goal offside? The goal was offside. Still 0-0. Captain 79, you want Belgium win. Amarak, you want Belgium. Anybody else? Mike's gone for Italy. Louis, Belgium. Simon, Italy. HD, you'd rather have Italy. It's quite mixed in the chat tonight. Stevie G, you want Belgium if De Bruyne gets injured? Is that so? If we end up meeting them, he can't run around us. Jack Forest Green Rovers. Air Trooper 37, could you ask a question? You think Nick Burrows mentioned it about the Thrustmaster Airbus thingy. Is it worth getting? Oh, I think so. Everything I've read is worth getting. They're just not the cheapest of things. Captain Usbos, you want Belgium as well? What's that in the music? That sounds like a drunk trombonist. Nick, funnily enough, I was thinking exactly the same thing when I was out this afternoon. I was walking the dog and I was scrolling through Discord. And I thought, I've not heard from Chewie for a while, so I hope he's well. I don't know if he's back in school now, if things have gone back to normal a little bit in Poland. Brian, you're in Canada, all you know is hockey. Yeah, fair enough. Bremen radar is online, but I don't think that's going to get in our way tonight. Air Trooper 37, on my recommendation, you're going to buy it. Bear in mind, I haven't got it, but you speak to anybody that has, and they all say it is 100% worth the money. The words of Brian just there. Yeah, very. It's good, isn't it? I've not heard anybody say a bad thing about that. That's it then. The sun is gone, and we've got thunderstorms beneath us. Let's just have a look at that operational flight plan. Oh, where have you gone? Scroll down to the bottom, see if we've got any nasty weather that we do need to be aware of. There's the winds. Yeah, so there you go, isolated embedded cumulonimbus from the flight level 350, no tops. So we could find ourselves, we need to keep an eye out for those. And then look at this, isolated embedded cumulonimbus, but by this point we should, well, we'll obviously start descending around here. But, yeah, so there could be thunderstorms on our, on the way. Charlton, the FedEx captain, didn't get tea and biscuits. He got something called a P45 when the ground service crew had to let him out of the Ferrari. Antrak, good evening. Not seen you for a while, my friend. Hope you're well. Jake, have you got a mouse in your house? Better than a moose being loose. Oh, of course it is HD. I'm reading it the wrong way around. Duh. It's basically from the ground up, isn't it? Reading it the wrong way around. Well, that is interesting. See, Brian, that's what I want to go for, the full set with the mounting, because the way I've got my setup working, that would be spot on. With the mounting set, because you can mount it underneath the desk, can't you? So the mount clips on, and then you've got the throttles down below to your right, which is just where you want them. Yeah, Jake, I did know what you were on about, mate. I'll put the mouse back on when we're mucking about for our landing and approach, so you don't miss anything. But you don't need to see me faffing around with the mouse during the cruise. We also don't need the capital letters. So Brian, yeah, it mounts down to the right. I mean, that's just great, isn't it? Really good for cockpit builders too, I'm guessing. It's getting a little bit bright in here now. Let's turn the displays down a little bit, and let's get some lighting on the overhead and the integral lighting as well. Sweet, that looks great. So we're passing over Warsaw in a little bit. Slow Evo, love the videos, keep up the great work. Thank you very much, Slow. Hope you've had a great week. Looking forward to a good weekend. Stick with us if you can, mate. Got a nice long cruise today down to Vienna. Looking forward to that. Air Trooper 37, how can anyone go back to FSX? Well, do you know what? Not just even FSX, but X-Plane. And I know, it's the age-old argument, which do you prefer? Because Microsoft Flight Simulator is just a game, where the other one's a simulator. I just don't agree. you've seen me fly this with the help of HD, and the amount of realism we put into this is you can make it as realistic or as unrealistic as you wish. HD, I think the Earth shadow is getting there now. Look, there it is, starting to creep up. You can also see the stars poking through as well. Brian, I have seen people get 2 thrust packs and sticking them together, so presumably they do join together somehow. Whether they'll fit on the mount, I don't know. What I need to do is be really cheeky and contact Thrustmaster and say, how would you like an advert? Don't think I'm that popular. Simon, yeah, it's getting real dark really fast. Well, we're obviously still quite far up north, but the further south you go towards the equator, the faster the sun drops. HD, I'm not sure if you've seen this, actually. This is a new little update. It's only minor, but it helps. In the weather request, you can now change these. They're not set. So what I could do is obviously pop lows in green because that's been there from the start. I've not altered that one, but you can now set all of these, and it remembers them every time as well. Captain Osmos, what's the ETA in GMT? We've got about 1 hour. Oh, we've literally got about 1 hour to go. We should be on the ground in around about an hour. So GMT, that's going to be what? 2021. Nick, they may be interested. Yeah, I should try. I can try. Yeah, if you, what does it say? If you don't ask, you don't get. I'm just having a look, actually, how we're doing with subscribers. I've not actually seen that for a while. Oh, 12,646. Wow, that's climbing really nicely, isn't it? Wonder if we can get, do you reckon we can get 12,700 before the end of the stream? I doubt it, everyone's watching the football. HD, should it go back to 4 blank after every request? I kind of think I prefer it holding, particularly as I could stick, obviously stick low in at the top. I don't need that twice. What I can do is I can clear them manually, so for instance I can obviously clear that one out. But I quite like keeping, particularly your arrival airport, I don't mind that sticking in. I can send that request off now, just to get an update on what's happening down there. Looking at this weather below, it doesn't look great, does it? We're above it, but what's happening down in Warsaw? Chalty of Spain scored. He's just said Spain. Spain what, Chalty? I need more words. So you can clearly see the Earth's shadow now, can't you? Look at that, that's very defined. And they've done a spot on job, haven't they? And next year, apparently the weather engine's getting a major update in 2022. And I think later this year they're hoping to improve the METAR data a little bit more, so it reflects what we've got in the METAR. We've seen that several times though on the stream, haven't we? In fact, when we flew to Iceland the other day, it was meant to be overcast 800 feet. We got there wasn't a cloud in sight. So that company message has just come through. So if I now go there, go back to the weather request. Yeah, it is. It's just holding them. That's a minor thing. I don't mind that. Slow Evo. Yeah, we are on Unicorn 122.8. You had to make me check then, but yeah, we are. It's 31014. Slight crosswind landing. And then at also 30012. So we know which runway we'd expect if we had to go and land there suddenly. And visibility is good. Few clouds at 2,500 feet. Estimated fuel on board 0.5. That's not correct. Apparently there's a fix in the works for that. They're working on that at FlyByWire. If I go to the fuel prediction though, that normally updates itself. There we go. Ibrahim Avas, we should be on the ground in around about 1 hour. HD, are fixes in the flight plan yet? I'm not sure how to answer that. I'm sorry, what do you mean, HD? Might get the dome light on. It's getting dark. Can't see my beer. Air Trooper 37, it's going to be 43 degrees. What? Where are you? That part of Canada? Left side key 1 HD. On the flight plan page. I may have not pressed the right one there actually. Hang on. There we go. I don't think it's showing you what you want to see there, HD. Phase, why do I never fly in the US? Oh, I do. At the moment, I'm just doing the Euro Championships flights. What I tend to do is I fly in the US either on Mondays, when we do our long haul Mondays, or if I'm doing a fly-by-wire test flight, we do that. Not done a fly-by-wire test flight for a while, however, because there aren't been too many updates that needed testing. Because the developers are all going back to work. Let me try right side key 1 then for you, HD. So I can pop in a speed constraint, limits there, and altitude constraint. Estimated fuel on board. Can we edit that? That would be interesting. Does that work? Nick, you've just seen the clamp for the throttles. That's next on your list. Yeah, I mean that's. I'd have to have them. I couldn't have them on the desk. They wouldn't fit on the desk. Oh, glad you're finding the music relaxing, guys. Didn't know whether we would embrace it or not, but I think it's a win, isn't it, so far? FaZe, thank you very much, sir, for following us on Twitch. Great to have you on board. Dark, any chance of doing LA to Miami on one of the long hauls? How long is that flight, Dark? That sounds like a good shout. FaZe on Twitch, how do we input the constraints? Right, okay. So pick your waypoint. So you can see the right hand side, they've got the constraints that are coded in automatically. As you can see there, but if you wanted to add another one, say the one above it, at Reclu, we could pop that, and then just pop whatever altitude you want to be in at that point. Now, bearing in mind, VNAV doesn't work yet, so when it does, then it will work, but at the moment, it does not. Air Trooper gets some Gina G on. What? Ooh, just a little bit. Taking me back to my school days there. When was that? 94? Wasn't that the last time we won the European Song Contest? No problem, FaZe. Simon's Aviation, the music's still very nice on Twitch. Glad you're enjoying it, my friends. Look at that, almost looks like Verger over there from the top of the clouds. HD, I can tell you and I are the same era. Those clouds are starting to clear a little bit now, aren't they? Gotta say, I'm really enjoying just having some beats on in the background. Doing my best not to let my analytical brain with the music run away with me though. Dark has a 5-hour 10-minute flight. Right, Dark, nailed it. We can do that one. Becky Davis, good evening to you as well. Do. Right, so what does this approach actually consist of? Not too much, basically. Wow. That is... I was just going to have a look at what altitude we should be working towards, really, but... at Reclu, you've got a constraint between 6,000 feet flat and 180. That doesn't help. Right, what's track mileage between then? Let's work it that way. So we're going to be doing around 10, 20... oh, how far is Reclu from... It's not to scale, is it? We'd have to add them up on the flight plan page. Don't fancy doing that. It's Friday night. If we opted for about flight level 150 for Reclu, we should be okay. Just having a look, see if we've got any air traffic control online. Let's see, we've got I don't know where that is. I think a lot of Germany is online at the moment. Well, they're not interested in the football anymore, are they? MFS Pilot, you've got 90 out of 100 in your test. Well done, mate. That's spot on. Slovo, the VATSIM comms working on the pad yet? They are in this... in the preview version I've got, it's working really nice. It's not out for general release just yet though. And AAFSK on Twitch, good afternoon to you. Oh, where's the flight sim gone? Come back. And the stars are out. Let's see if there's anyone controlling at Vienna, shall we? Send that off. See if that comes in a second. And I'm just going to hop onto Flight Radar 24, see which runway is still currently in use at the moment in Vienna. So, runway, oh, right, okay. We may have changed runways. Might now be runway 29 that's active. We'll have to change that. There's no one controlling at Vienna. 80's not available. Right, let me double check. Runway 29 is active. What are the winds doing? I think that would match up with the winds. 310 at 14, yeah, so I can understand that makes sense. Flight from Geneva's just landed there. Yeah, looks like runway 29 is now in use. So let's change our flight plan accordingly, shall we? Let's have a look. They don't like noise, do they, in Vienna? In fact, it even says explicitly in the approach briefings, fly a clean config for as long as possible. So, different approach. This is going to be for runway 29. Let's have a look at the arrivals for runway 29. So is that gonna be? That's still gonna be the Rekla 2 Whiskey. Let's get the charts out for 29. So the approach is still the same, but it's going to be ILS 29. It's definitely an air traffic control vectored approach though, isn't it? Because, I mean, HD, just confirm what I'm saying here. So the star is Reklu to Mabod. That's it. After that, I believe it's ATC guidance on a southerly heading back into coming around and land on runway 29. Let's change the approach in the McDo then, shall we? Going to be ILS 29. In fact, you know what, before I do this, let me just pull the heading book. Heading 210. HD, check out the RMP. I will have a look at that in a minute. I'm not saying I'm going to go and do it. It's still going to go out to Whiskey. Check that it's still an option. Yes, it is. So let's just hit insert and just check. We're going to be direct to Tussin. Are we still going to be direct to Tussin when I hit insert in a minute? I've got no transitions available. Still direct Tussin. That's good. If we then go onto the plan page, let's just cycle through that. I'll go back to nav mode in a minute. Well, that's interesting. Oh, hang on. ILS 29 via, not via Ballard, it's via Mabod. There we go, that's better. That's the approach I wanted. HD, no, they're not in Navigraph, not that I can find. I'll just double check, but there's nothing. On the start, we've got the arrival instructions. There's no transition. Oh, hang on. Oh, hang on. Which one are we doing? It's the Reclu to Whiskey transition I'm after then. Gotta find it now. One whiskey. I'll see what I can find. Can't find any 2 whiskey transitions. That's an arrival. Oh, hang on. Is it the mob? Oh, that's the 4 kilo. No, it's not that, is it? It's definitely not that one. Oh, it's that one. Ah, it's that transition. That's what I've got in at the moment. I just pin that. Yeah, there it is. So it is from, I don't know why it's not come up with this, is a transition option in the McDo. Yeah, the 5 mic transition, which is Mabod 96765. There it is. Yeah. Yeah. Spot on. Don't know why that didn't come up in the McDo though. I just had to cycle through the charts to find that. 2-0 to Spain. Ah. Right, we'll go ahead and insert that. Are we still ahead of direct to Nava? We were, which is why I'm glad I'm in heading mode. Let's go back to arc mode. Blown slightly, of course, not too much. So to Tussin just now. Direct Tussin, that's the one. And insert. Back to nav mode, and we're on track. Just pull that and push that back in. Gives a solid green line. Beautiful. Now I'm going to get the weather. We're only 160 miles away. Enter destination data just flashed up actually. Right. So then, let's work out how we're going to fly this approach. Still not completely pitch black, but it will be once we get down there. Where's that transition? So if we are at, what did I say, flight 150 by the time we get to, oh, penalty to Belgium! Penalty to Belgium! Come on, Belgium! 2-1 is then a very, very dangerous scoreline for the team that are winning. Yeah, so I'm going to go flight 150 by Reclu. That's what we're going to plan for. Reclu, 143 miles away. We're currently at flight level, what are we? We're at 380? Yeah. No, we'll head down then. Actually, is it? So 380, I'm going to go for 150 right there, so about 80 miles. About 80 miles away we'll start that descent. 80 miles time. Did that weather information come through? Should have done. Did I send that off? Stevie G, we should be able to pick up BBC on one of them flight display. They need to put a browser tab in the tablet, don't they? Imagine sat here watching the football on here. How cool would that be? There's that message. Two, 1. Come on, Belgium. Right, let's start planning. QNH is 1017. HD, you can only pick up the world service on the high frequency radio. Well, that gives you something to do when you're in a cruise, right? Temperature of plus 17. Wind is 30015. That's getting up, isn't it? Transition altitude is 10,000 feet. And weather is good, so Cat 1. Runway visual range is well above 550 meters, and it's going to be 800 feet. Platform altitude for the approach is 3,000. Minimum safe altitude on our arrival is going to be 3,600. Runway 29. And it is the Reclus 2 Whiskey with the Mabod 5 mic transition. We're allowed to get down to 6,000 feet. No sooner than Whiskey 953. Harry Potter Aviator. What a great name. Thanks very much for subscribing, Harry Potter Aviator. Oh, wonderful. Can you fly cars? I think you probably can do in Flight Sim now, can't you? They've got mods for everything. Couple of last few checks there before this arrival starts to come in, and we have got the ILS frequency, ILS DME 10955. Runway elevation is, what is it, 1,000 feet? Sorry, 600 feet. Elevation 600 feet. And missed approach is climb straight ahead to 10 miles from the ILS DME. And a right turn to the VOR, so we'll let the VOR in there in a second. And the VOR is Fox Mike Delta. Check that ILS is in there, 10955, yeah, and Fox Mike Delta. me just get some information on the runway. Runway 29, 45 meters wide, so normal width. Not too big, not too small. That helps with a nighttime landing.
Ladies and gentlemen, take advantage today of some fantastic savings and offers from our employee magazine. This can be found in the back pocket of the seat in front of you. These shopping ideas and gifts will offer you tax-free savings with many items not available anywhere else and exclusive to you during the flight today. All cabin crew will be around shortly to offer you the chance to purchase airline lottery tickets. There is a chance to win some fantastic prizes, including cash and holidays. We accept payment in cash or credit and debit cards. Thank you for your support of this channel.
HD, behave yourself. You know, you were talking about planets earlier. I wonder if any of them are modelled. We've said before the constellations are modelled quite accurately. Don't know about the planets though. So I hope so far you've had a really good night with us here with myself and the gang in the chat. It's been a relaxing Friday night. Really enjoyed this. All we've got to do now is land. Take this opportunity as well to thank the recent channel members that have joined us. I don't know if any of you are in the chat tonight, but did notice we've had a few new members join, so that is really, really appreciated. And of course those of you that have contributed and donated to the channel throughout the stream as well. So big thanks to you guys. HD, get the Planets app and you can stargaze whilst flying. Chalty, you've gone into the flight deck before and found football on the radio. Augie, you're off to bed now, mate. No problem at all. I hope you've had a great day and I hope you have a great weekend. Oh, the Three Lions tomorrow. Right, guys, it's time to start heading down. So we're going to go down to flight level 150 to begin with. Flight level 150.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck once again, this is your captain speaking, and you will be delighted to hear that we will shortly be starting our descent into our destination. Mechanic crew will shortly begin preparing the
Thrust idle open descent 150 blue. HD, when Leicester won the Premier League, you got an e-cars message. Was that broadcast over the entire network, or was it just to your aircraft? Cameron Huggins, thank you very much, sir, for your subscription. Great to have you on board. Let's wind that in a little bit, shall we? We've got our weather and landing information. FMGC is all coded in. We've got a nice long runway that we're coming into as well, so auto brakes not required. 3.5 kilometers long, this runway. So we've done our arrival briefing, but we'll just quickly go through that again. So we're going to be flying with 150 at Reclu, and then we'll just try and get a continuous approach descent as we move from Mabud all the way down, no lower than 6,000 feet until we get here. And then from Whiskey Whiskey 953 at 6,000 feet, it's down to 3,000 feet. Pick up the ILS. We'll kill the music as well as we start to get a little bit closer. We'll just slow that rate of descent down a little bit. 280 knots should get us down there quite nicely. We've got a slight headwind as well, just bringing us back, which will help. Quick scan of the weather radar. Can't see anything, but we do have hills around Austria, so we'll get the get the terrain radar on for this approach. Jonathan, yeah, turn the radio down when you're driving somewhere and looking for something. It helps you see better. We all do it. Christian, good evening. Hope you're well. Have you been watching the football tonight, Christian, or are you no longer bothered? Kill the VFR map now. We know where we're going. Skies have cleared a little bit, haven't they? It's quite nice. See, Christian, you have GPS now, don't you? And sat-nav in the cars, and Google, which says turn right onto Inkerman Street. Migdale, good evening. So guys, whilst we're on the descent, if you haven't hit that like button yet, please do so. Really does help us help with the analytics of the channel. Big thank you to everyone that has done that so far, and of course it's free. And whilst we are on that descent, tell me, where are you guys, if I don't already know, if you're watching for maybe the first time, tell me where are you, whereabouts in the world are you watching us tonight? Christian, didn't your football enthusiasm die on Tuesday night? Was it Tuesday? Yeah, Tuesday. McDill, we have just started our descent. Yep. And profile looks pretty good as well. Jonathan, you're South Africa, 1 hour drive from Cape Town. Oh, well, good news, Jonathan. We will be flying to Cape Town very, very soon. It has recently been released scenery. And a big shout out to Aerosoft for providing us with a copy of that. So we'll be enjoying that soon. HD, you're sat on your sofa, that doesn't surprise me. Fatu, you're in Sweden. Manic Mana in Surrey. Surrey, tongue twister. Sunny Surrey. Dark, you're just down the road. I know, mate, I know. Jenny, so you're in Ireland watching the football, enjoying the music, the drinking, and the flight, and of course the football. Michael, Boston, Massachusetts, USA. And Stevie G in Featherston. Mike, you're in Atlanta, USA. And a big thanks to Wayne and Peter for liking the stream on Facebook as well. Say, we're still a baby on Facebook. Who knows, one day we'll have thousands of followers on Facebook as well. That won't happen without your guys' help though. So, flight level 200, just checking as we're coming in. We've not got any control, have we? Nope, nada. We're going to be completely on our own for this. And the LQ2 Gamer, good evening. The flight's been very nice, very chilled, very relaxing. Perfect way to end a week on a Friday night. Stevie G, it is indeed God's own country. And a big thank you to Mark as well on Facebook for the like as well. Right, once we actually land, let's just see what's happening here. We're going to be vacating to the right, hopefully on Alpha 7. If we miss that, it's going to be Alpha 9. It's not a handcrafted airport that I've got either, so it's going to be one of those where I get there and I'm squinting in the dark to try and see. We may have to leave landing lights on, which isn't a dumb thing, but it does help. Slow that rate of descent down a little bit, shall we? It is kind of a shame that air traffic control isn't online to greet us, but never mind. Dark, you're only just inside God's country. Any further south or east, you'd be heading towards the dark side of Lincolnshire. Liam, no flights planned for tomorrow. If we do a flight on a weekend, it's usually in the evening, but I am otherwise engaged tomorrow evening, as imagine many of you shall also be. Better than being just inside, Donny. Right, let's just update this. Low runway 29. Let's just get some threshold data there. 46 miles away. But of course, that's not track miles. Chelsea, you felt like you needed to go to the gym this evening. In complete contrast, you ended up watching the stream on the couch with beer and cake as well. Right then, guys, it's time to start taking things seriously. In which case, I need to just turn out the dome lights for real. That is, turn out the office light, so my eyes can adjust to the dark. Get the dome lights off as well, and we can say goodbye to the musicians. Thank you very much for keeping us entertained tonight. They've been great, but now we need to start concentrating. And Alt Star, flight level 150. Nick, you're flying to Rome tomorrow. I imagine quite a few people will be flying to Rome tomorrow. Christian, do one sit up. Do one sit up for every 100 feet. We'd kill him. Gary Boblin, what did you miss? You missed so far a chilled out Friday night stream, complete with music, and yeah, it's been really, really nice. But now we're at the business end of the flight, and we've got to land. Right, let me just try and do some track mileage calculation. Let's see what we've got. Probably about 10, 15, 20, 30, probably about 40, 45 track miles to run. So we're looking quite good at that. We've no air traffic control, so we can start to reduce speed a little bit. And let's start to drop now, nice and steady to flight level 60. In fact, it's not going to be flight level 60, it's going to be an altitude of 60. So we'll pull that and we'll go vertical speed 1,000 feet. Speed 1,000 feet per minute. We're on our way down. We'll get those seatbelt signs turned on. Run the approach checklist. Minimum set. Both sides. No, they're not. Hello, lip service. We've already briefed it. Right. Minimum set. Both sides. Engine mode select norm. Electronic flyback is stowed, and we've briefed our approach. Oh, Nick, that's good. Good night, Vienna. Good spot, HD. Why were we still showing flight level 060 when I'd already briefed and said that we needed to show an altitude? It's an altitude of 6,000 feet. Fantastic simulator lighting down there. There looks like a little bit of cloud there. See how it's glowing red? I don't know if that's coming across in the stream, but that looks really nice and neat. Liam, you've never approached from this side. Oh, fair enough. Vienna traffic, Rosia 6603, passing Modbro, and on the Modbro 5 mic transition, flight level 130. So we've got the landing system turned on. Start slowing down in a moment. In fact, about 12,000 feet. Let's start rolling that back now to flight level 250. There's no speed restrictions in the start other than, of course, 250 below 10,000 feet. HD, we briefed the taxi as far as exiting via either rapid exit taxiway Alpha 7 or Alpha 9, and then praying to God that we can see the taxiway and the taxi lines, because it's not a handcrafted airport, so it's going to be very dark. But either way, once we've done that, it's going to be taxi straight across with no air traffic control, but we're taxiing straight across onto Lima and then to a parking stand. Well, any that we can see, really. Haven't got a clue where this airline parks in real life. So we've got some traffic there that we can see, presumably maybe just departing Vienna, given how close it is. So we're now at a speed of 250, coming up to below 10,000 feet. Let's get those lights on. Let's get the dome lights off. And we're just checking, the last point is 955, just there, yeah, that's fine. And we want to be 6,000 feet by around about this point, which is fine. I think we're going to be no problems with that. We can probably slow that rate of descent down a little bit, actually. HD, it's rushing, it parks where it wants. Firestar, just hold out until the end of the month, and you shouldn't need that, given the SIM update number 5 that's coming very soon. Outside has just disappeared. We're flying through clouds. What's the temperature? Not that many clouds, is there? All is looking good there. Gorgeous nighttime approach. Right, let's activate the approach phase, so that's done. Let's just make sure the aircraft doesn't do anything daft when I do this. Activate approach phase. Ah, and it's behaved itself. Good job. Firestar, since we're from Russia, will we use the whole runway that we've paid to land on? I hope not. I'm not even using auto brakes. The runway's not. The runway's plenty long enough not to require it. Okay, again, no ATC, slowing down now. 230 knots. Because we're going to have a sharp 90-degree turn in a minute, and we'll start to intercept that localizer, hopefully quite far out. So I believe we might be able to see the airport a little bit. Oh no, there's an engine and a wing in the way. Never mind. So the coding of this approach is pretty spot on, isn't it? It's working quite nicely. Christian, when will the t-shirt merch be ready? You want your "What is it doing now" t-shirt? Oh, there's so many slogans that we could get out of this channel over the last 6-7 months. We need to find out when our anniversary will be. When did the channel start? Should probably do something for that. Danny, when approaching the airport, does the aircraft automatically put in the needed VORs and ILS? It should put in the ILS frequency if you've selected an ILS approach. It will not put in the VORs automatically. Will it, HD? ILS, yes. VORs, no. Is that right? We have got the VOR on there. just because we need it in case of the missed approach, so I should probably turn that on. Bobby D, it is indeed really dark. Glide slope starting to come up in meters. So we best start configuring. Let's go manage speed. Start to drop that down. We'll get flaps 1 out in a second. Okay, flaps 1, speed checked, flaps 1. Continue to slow down for the time being.
Cabin crew, please remove the cabin for landing.
So 6,000 feet, a little bit of mileage to lose airspeed, which we're doing quite nicely now. We'll fly at S-speed for a little bit. Right hand turn should be coming up any second. And then we'll get the localizer armed. Cholty, you wanted Spain to win because you love Alicante. Yeah, but what if we end up playing them? There's that right hand turn.
Ladies and gentlemen, you'll be relieved to know we are about to land. Please make sure you are seated with your belts fastened and your trays in the upright position. Please turn off all electronic devices until after landing. Thank you.
Did the cheeky cabin crew member just say you'll be relieved to hear we are about to land? He's getting sacked in the morning. Mohammed, no, that is correct. You just get slats out when airborne. I'm not extending them. Flaps don't come till later. So we've got lock blue. Dr. Magic. Were you here earlier and then have you just just come back? Approach star. Sorry, lock star. Let's get the approach mode on. Glide slope blue. Cat 1, autopilot 1 and 2. See an aircraft ahead of us. Can't see anything on TCAS. Vienna traffic, Rossia 6603, established runway 29 at 23 miles, speed 190 knots. an Austrian departing runway 29. He should have plenty of time. We're 22 miles away. Yeah, 3 or 4 aircraft away in that time. That is Nick. Flash your lights at me, Nick. That's me. HD, the platform altitude is 3,000 feet. I just wasn't heading down to it because we're about to intercept the glide slope. So we're going to go flaps 2. Speed is checked. Flaps 2. And we'll hold 180 knots. Need to send a quick message here. This is why I don't like text. And glide slope start. Capturing that. So set missed approach. Which is 3,000. No, it isn't. It's 5,000 feet. What's happened to the speed there? I thought I'd set that to 180. Took my eye off that because I was having to type a text message. Did that go speed automatically? Was that me? I thought I pulled the speed bug at 180 knots. The Nightbot must love you, HD. It never seems to kick you when you're down. Oh, did I not pull it? Oh, blooming heck. It was all going so nicely. I'm surprised my phone wasn't flashing. I'm sat in a darkened room. I'm surprised the phone isn't just flashing up with HD screaming at me. Thank you to the PM. Need to just be aware of that wind as well, coming slightly from the right.
Cabin crew, seats ready.
Yeah. 11 miles out. Mohammed, no, I activated the approach phase manually when we were on the downwind. Aboudi, hello. Just turn that terrain down a little bit on the radar.
Yeah, the traffic's been 464 established. Way to 923 miles.
And Vienna traffic was here 6603, established runway 29, 9 miles to run, 180 knots speed. Mohammed, auto brakes not required. Nice long runway. Pilot Pat, no problem, mate. Speak to you again soon. $2,500 radio altimeter is alive. We'll go manage speed in a minute. There's one of the markers beacon away. 6 miles. Let's get that landing gear down. Arm the spoilers. We'll go manage speed. Get the lights on. Speed's coming back. 5 miles. Flaps 3. Speed's checked. Flight's in 101. Good evening. And 4.5 miles, flaps full. Fully configured. Just look at that wind. That's blowing away a little bit. You can see it buffeting the nose of the aircraft. 25 knots.
$1,000.
1,000 feet. Right then, nighttime landings, always a challenge. Let's go. Autopilot 1 and 2 off. I have control. Cat 1. Landing checklist. Cabin is secured. Full landing. Auto thrust. Speed. Go around altitude 5,000 feet. Set eco memo landing. No blue. Just a little right of that centre line a little bit. Let's pull that back. Watch that glide slope as well. That's better. Approach stable. Those lights are a little blinding, aren't they?
Have you traffic speed of 464, runway 29 at 10 miles.
200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10. 5.
And spoilers deployed. Reversers on. Decel 70 knots, reversers off. And we'll vacate right onto, I think that's going to be Alpha 7.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have now arrived at our destination. The crew will now commence preparing the aircraft for deboarding. Can passengers please remain in your seats with your seatbelts fastened until the captain turns off the seatbelt sign. You may now turn on your phones and electronic devices. Thank you for choosing to fly with us today, and please consider becoming a channel member to receive extra benefits on your future flights with us. Thank you, and we hope you enjoy the rest of your day.
Yeah, that's Alpha 7, which meets Alpha 8. So we'll just cross the stop line, and then we can tell Nick that we're clear. Vienna traffic, runway 29 vacated. So we'll get those lights off, get the strobe lights off, we can get that APU started. Let's see where we're taxiing. Runway turn off lights can come off as well. And let's get taxi out, back on ourselves to the right. So this is onto Mike. We can then bear left onto exit 11. Just in time to see Nick land, actually, just that. Actually, no, we'll just go to the next one, exit 10, and then we can park straight in at the West Pier. Right, how did that look, guys? Well, decent landing. Just checking the comments there, didn't look too bad. HD had a good teacher. Can't argue with that. Just in time to see Nick just there, isn't it? I can see him touch down. I wish some of the default airports had better night lighting. I really do. That's my biggest criticism. That and the autopilot, the navigation route messing around a little bit sometimes on final. My biggest bugbears. But other than that, love Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. And let's get those off. Oh darn, I actually can't see where I'm going now. I'm just going to have to blind the ground crew. Okay, there we go. I believe that's Charlie 36. We must not be in the right place because I can't actually have ground power. Never mind, the APU is running. Let's get the parking brakes turned on. Let's get the dome light on. All good. Let's shut down the... we can shut down the engines, 1 and 2. Oh, logbook. All done. Engines shut down, get the seatbelt signs off. Let's get the beacon light turned off. And if we've got any ground crew, we're not in the right place. I don't think we're going to get ground crew actually tonight, which is a bit of a shame. That would have been a nice end to the stream, wouldn't it? Yeah, we're not in the right place. You've got to be parked in exactly the right place in order to get ground crew and things, but never mind. I don't think the jetway is going to come and greet us either. But we can try. Let's just try that aircraft and jetway. Nah. Oh, never mind. Never mind. It's been a great flight. Let's get the doors open. Then the passengers can deboard. There they go. Good night, everybody. Let's get APU bleed on, so we're not going to be connecting the external power anyway. Let's shut down. Oh, we've still got... transponder and TCAS on. That would have been annoying had there been lots of aircraft on the ground. And let's clear the transponder, set that back to 2000. We can open the flight deck door. That's done as well. Good stuff. All is fine with that. The passengers are now deboarding, and that has been a great way to spend a Friday night. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed that flight with us this evening. I really have. That's been, well, it's just been nice, hasn't it? Big thank you to everyone who has watched tonight and enjoyed that. Huge thanks to those that have donated and contributed to the channel throughout the stream tonight as well. As always, a massive thank you goes to our Easyjetsimpilot channel members for helping me maintain the stream, and of course thanks as always to HD for being on hand and screaming at me when I forget to actually pull one of the bugs, which I should have. Oh, hang on! I've just realised we do have some ground vehicles. Fantastic. Right, there will be no stream tomorrow. It is of course Saturday, and I normally only stream on an evening on a Saturday, and something far more important is happening tomorrow night. Good luck, England. I look forward to seeing you all on the next stream. Thanks very much, guys. Have a great weekend. I shall see you all very soon. Good night.